This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Nealon's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media. And it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. I read an amazing book this week called When the Game Was War by Rich Cohen. The NBA's greatest season. I'm an NBA fan. Well, I'm an older NBA fan. I love the games of my youth. And this describes a season of my youth. It was the last year in the 80s that the Lakers won a championship. It was when they won the back-to-back championship, the first time that had been done since the 60s when the Bill Russell Celtics won. It talks about four teams. It talks about the Showtime Lakers. It talks about the Celtics of Bird, primarily focusing on Bird, but they talk about McHale. They talk about all the players on these teams. They talk about the Pistons with Isaiah Thomas and the first Isaiah Thomas, not the new one, or the current one, and the Bulls with Michael Jordan. I couldn't put this book down. I was reading another book, picked this one up, and just couldn't put it down. That's how good this book is. Let me tell you something. The Bulls were my team. My last night as a civilian was the final game against the Sun that when the Bulls won their first three-peat. I was in boot camp when Michael Jordan announced his first retirement. It was big news even when I was in boot camp. You have to remember this was the days before the internet, well, as you know it. I loved that time period in basketball. I loved 1980s basketball. Let me tell you something. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, oh, those two going up against each other. Everybody wanted to see that game. Michael Jordan getting on the court. Woo! Bad boy Pistons. Oh, everybody loved to hate them. Except unless you were from Detroit. Let me tell you something. Bill Laimbeer is the perfect villain of every story in the NBA. He personified it and he gladly took that role. The season, the 87-88 season was an amazing time. Bulls weren't quite ready yet. This was when Doug Collins was still coaching before Phil Jackson was an assistant coach. This was a season that Doug Collins got fired. This was not long before Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would retire. Bird really was collapsing because of his back. He got injured in his back, and Magic Johnson, just a few years after that, would retire because of AIDS. Well, HIV, not AIDS. And before the season started, Len Bias, the guy that everybody was talking about could probably have been far beyond Michael Jordan, gets drafted, and the same night he passes away because of a drug overdose. 87-88 season, I have to agree. It was one of the best, if not the best season in NBA basketball. If you are a fan of the NBA, especially the history of the NBA, this book is perfect. Like I said, I couldn't put this book down. I was actually not even thinking about doing a video review this week. I was worn out from so many different things. And then I picked this book up and I started reading it and I kept reading it. And I was like, wow, I really love this book. So folks, this is one of those type of books, especially if you love the NBA. You don't have to think Michael Jordan's a GOAT. You don't have to really understand the Magic Bird rivalry. Just pick up the book. Oh, you don't have to know about the Bad Boy Pistons. Once you get done with this book, you will understand all of them. And you will agree with me that the 87-88 season probably was one of the best of all time. Rich Cohen, wow. Man's great at writing. I recommend this book, seriously. Pick it up if you get a chance. Just amazing. I love it. So, you guys have a good day. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Bye now. Thank you for watching this video. I've had some fairly good success with all of my Redneck Sports stuff. And I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that rigmarole. And also, just let me know what you want to hear about. I'll give a redneck spin to this stuff. Let me tell you, I love sports. So, I love people that want to join me in that. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.